What's up? This is Michael in the wee hours of the dead of night on the graveyard shift with your daily trivia question. Once again, brand new week. Happy Monday. Off we go. So the answer to the previous trivia question, which was a two-part challenge, was the rock band The Doors from the 1960s, and of course their lead singer, Jim Morrison. So on March 5th, 1969, the Dade County Sheriff's Office issued an arrest warrant for The Doors' lead singer, Jim Morrison. He was charged with a single felony count, 3 misdemeanors for his stage antics at a Miami concert a few days earlier. It's a very famous, infamous show, if you will. Morrison initially thought that the whole thing was a joke, but he would soon learn very shortly that the authorities were not joking around at all. In fact, it was a very serious matter. No one publicly had any issues with the performance the couple of nights before during the actual performance. It wasn't until a review of the show accusing Jim of indecent behavior appeared in the Miami Herald, and their intense public pressure followed to file a complaint, and that's when the attorney for the Dade County District's office began to rack up charges against Mr. Morrison, who would eventually turn himself in and add yet another mugshot to his growing list of arrests over the course of his life. He was kind of a troubled person. He had many, many run-ins with the law. His trial turned out to be a procession of contradictory witnesses, is how it was described, and has been described many times over the years. All of these people who showed up to testify against him were somehow mysteriously connected to the police department or the district attorney's office in one form or another. Morrison turned down a plea bargain arrangement which was offered to him, where the band The Doors would play a free concert in Miami. He said, "No, I don't think so. I'll just take my chances on a trial." He was convicted and sentenced to 6 months in prison and a $500 fine for supposed antics at a concert. Today's day and age, it would have been nothing. None of this would have ever amounted to anything. But this was '69, so go figure. He would end up moving to Paris to get away from everything, which he had plans to do long before any of this ever happened. He was kind of getting burnt out with his rock star status and The Doors in general. And he would shortly die thereafter without ever doing any time for this conviction. His health deteriorated once he moved to Paris. He was drinking heavy, into drugs, etc., and he passed away while he was in Paris. In December of 2010, this is pretty cool, Jim Morrison received a pardon by the state of Florida and the outgoing governor, who cited lingering doubts about the singer's actions and his overall conviction. He is buried in Paris. I have been to Jim Morrison's grave, believe it or not. My dad took me there. We bussed up there and hiked way into this massive kind of communal graveyard, if you will. And there's always, the thing about Jim Morrison's grave, there's always somebody there. There's always just people hanging out, smoking pot, taking pictures, drinking wine. I saw a lot of people drinking wine and just listening to Doors music. It's kind of an underground, kind of a dark and dreary tourist attraction, if you will. But if you're ever in that area, by all means, go check it out. All right, folks, like I was saying, off we go, running into a brand new week with a brand new trivia question for March 7th on this day in 1946. Residents from this series of coral islands located in the Pacific Ocean are evacuated by the U.S. government to make way for what would be a series of nuclear tests that would be carried out over the next 10 years. Good luck, folks. Have a good week. Look out for each other. And thanks for all you do.